Hello everyone, Corn here and welcome to my channel. My handsome husband came in and he saw my craft table and he said, "Honey, are you going to film that?" And I said, "Well, on my last project share / craft with me, they didn't see all of them finished, but they already saw quite a bit of this." And he said, "You need to show them." And I was like, "Honey, they've already seen it." So I said, "Are you thinking about packaging? Show them the packaging?" He's like, yeah, show them that." So there were a few things I did different and or a few additions and things like that. But for the most part, I did make a couple of different envelopes to place them in because remember I showed this one and I said I know I'm going to need extra postage because of the size. Well, I went ahead and got out my envelope punch board and made the A2 size envelopes for everybody. And I also ran out of the square ephemera pieces and went ahead and put several square and several circle in the little container. And anybody that didn't see that video, it is working from the Paper Boutique Grandma's Garden, and it was a way of sharing the ephemera and some paper that would make some really darling cards. And so I'll do those first. Well, no, I'll do these first. So what I did as far as packaging for the dresses is this is an Anna Griffin card that a lot of us got these packages of cards at Tuesday morning several years ago. And it came with the card already done, and it gives you a piece of ephemera, and then they also gave you the foam tabs to give it dimension, which I didn't put on here because of all the dimension going on inside. And then on the back, you know how we all usually sign or somehow let people know we made it. Well, it already had this on here, handmade by. And so I put up there kind of handmade by because I didn't create the card itself. You know, I did a lot of stickles on it, but besides that, I really didn't create it myself, so that's why I put kind of. And the reason I went ahead and got this, though, is because, remember, Anna Griffin's paper is strong. It really is. It's heavy. It's heavyweight. Like I said, the only thing I did besides put this ephemera here is get out my stickles. Hopefully, if I hold this a certain way to the light, you can see all the stickles, not only on this rose, but on each rose here. So I did do that, but the packaging for the dress and the purse and the fan and the boots and the gloves ended up like this. I went ahead because remember I had only made the dress and the purse. Remember this, the sides of the purse match the hot pink and the dress, or Barbie pink as I call it. I went ahead and put the boots and the gloves inside of the purse because I think it would protect them more from postage, you know what I mean? And I made this fan out of Anna Griffin paper. And then I told Handsome, I said, you know, in these types of fans, when I was growing up, there was always a paper in the middle, and that's what caught the air and would allow you to fan yourself. So I went ahead and traced this, you know, like put white cardstock behind it and then did my pencil mark here and then went in the little cuts here and then down here and kept cutting it to where it fit properly, and then glued that piece onto the white. And they actually work now. You can fan yourself with a little fan. The recipient of these has to be super careful. They are on glue dots that are repositional or just like a temporary glue dot, but sometimes they're strong, you know what I mean, they want to hold on. So when this when she takes this off, it's going to have to be very delicately, because this, as you know, the origami paper is very thin. So, and then I just gave myself a little place to write a message, and that's how. And I put this here because this purse has the width dimension where when you close it, hopefully it will protect the dress. Do you see what's happening? I'm hoping it'll protect it. And then this is the Anna Griffin envelope that goes with it, and again, it's nicely made. So for the purple one, I went ahead and made the card myself, but I did use the this is Anna Griffin ephemera. I did use that, and I put the stickle, I don't know if you can see them, or it's just reflecting on the metallic gold, but I did put stickles on the violets. And so I also put my little Handmade by Corn here. This paper came from Joann Fabrics that I made the card from. This die, I don't remember, it's a nesting die. Usually I turn it the other way, but it had these great circle here, half circles. So I didn't want to put that over there. You know, I reversed it. And so this is how this one came up. Again, you know, the boots and the gloves are inside the purse to hopefully protect them. Then I went ahead, you all saw it, it was just a die cut of the fan, and I put the white there, and then I put the stickles. It's iridescent stickles. I don't know if you can see that. I don't know if the light's picking that up or not, but dots here, here, and here to go with the iridescent lace in the center of the dress. And so that, again, hopefully that purse is going to protect that dress. Here's hoping. And I went ahead and used an Anna Griffin envelope because I want it to be as protected as possible. So when it came to these guys, these are very similar but different. The one that's really different, of course, is the vintage one, and we did this together in the craft with me. And the only thing different here is the paper that goes along with this. This is Tim Holtz. There's some vellum, then there's some paper, there's some more vellum with the wildflowers. Isn't that yummy? And then some more paper with advertisements. Okay, so we've got that going. And the only other thing I did different is that I added some ephemera on either side of wildflowers that are Tim Holtz to pick up. And this, remember, this piece of ephemera right here says wildflowers on it. And this we all saw. The only thing different too is for me to write on. I made this little card, and front and back, and then this piece that I cut out and then rounded the corners came from Amazon. They have some great old looking paper. I really love using that. So that's what I did different. And this fits inside. Well, there's my wildflowers wanna go elsewhere. And then this fits inside an envelope that's made out of craft paper that I got at Target. Remember the days when you could get envelopes for $1 at Target? I think it was 8 of them or so, or something like that. So that's what goes in there. And that's for someone who loves vintage. And then, like I said, these are from Grandma's Garden, and I think you all already saw how this one came out. You all know the 4 pieces of paper that go in each one of these. This, the little thank you and just for you, I got from the Grandma's Garden paper pad also, and that's how they come out. And then I punched out a butterfly for each one of the little, this is just for my little note. And then for the inside of the butterfly this time, instead of putting, you know, a larger gem, medium, and a tiny gem, I got out my diamond wrap from Dollar Tree, and they have, you know, you just cut like a strip of them down and just put 3 of them in the center of each one. I think you all remember this one, and I use these flowers from Trim because when they get in the envelope, boom, but they bounce back. You can kind of fluff them up too. And so they go there, and like I said, I mixed the circles with the squares. This one you didn't see finished yet, but remember I showed you how you can put front and back the flaps down. This punch, I went around it and picked raspberry distressed ink and to bring up the raspberries in the paper. And then I did another punch here and the same thing, but I ended up putting this piece of ephemera, which is a heart, this way because it is double-sided, okay? And then, I have to be honest, this one gets that little teeny tiny piece of trim there because I made a boo-boo, y'all. And that was my way of disguising it, is the butterflies going to the flowers, okay? And they in Grandma's garden. This one, again, you all, it's very similar to this one as far as the design on the triangle, but this is done with the printed paper on the outside, and it's the one with those darling raspberries. And like I said, each one gets the same papers. And then this one, you all didn't get to see finished either. This is a piece of ephemera. I put some lace here. I don't know, it's so delicate. I don't know if you can see the lace, but there's lace here. And then this piece of ephemera is from Punch Studio, which is, I've loved them since I was 20 years old, so over 40 years. And so that's how this one turned out. And that's how I'm packaging them. I made the envelopes so they'd be a little stronger. And hopefully they will arrive to their destinations the way they're supposed to be. Here's hoping. You know, do you all ever do that when you send something, and if they have a channel and they open it on their channel and it's all messed up because of handling and stuff? I'm like, oh, please, please arrive safe. And I'd like to thank you all for joining me, and I hope that you all decide that in these days and times with this pandemic that flat mail and any snail mail is a welcome thing. And this might help you all with postage also. And remember though that you can get stamps from your home. Usually the post office sends you a little order form, and you can get, they're a little more expensive but not too bad, stamps that you can put on these that will not put these through the machine, you know, and because you all know the damage that those machines can do. And I'd like to thank you all for joining me today, and I hope you have a wonderful morning, afternoon, or evening. Bye-bye, everybody. Take good care.